I'm going to be giving you my Penn State Northwestern preview. Penn State gets Northwestern. It's an away game tomorrow at 12. Northwestern so far is 2-2 this year. They lost to Wisconsin by 9 last week, and they got killed by Duke. And they've won two other games against non uh, major Power 5 teams. So they've looked decent so far, but they haven't quite lived up to the expectations that they were given. The offense hasn't really clicked. Justin Jackson, a very good running back for them, really hasn't quite clicked. And the offensive line has been horrendous, and Clayton Thorson, their quarterback, has been really pressured a lot and hasn't really had a lot of time to react. When I look at this game, I think if it's in the reason why I'm looking at this a little harder than normal is because it is an away game. It's a noon kickoff. Penn State has looked good, but they've also looked a little sluggish. I think primarily because teams have been trying to account for their offensive, all their offensive talent, and Penn State's kind of had to improvise on the spot. Northwestern's game plan, I don't really know. They're pretty good at run defense. I imagine they're going to try to stop Barkley, and they're probably going to try to prevent the big plays. Northwestern's secondary doesn't really appear to be all that great. Teams have been able to put up points on them. And if Penn State can work their way down and get some drives, maybe not those big play drives, but if they can work their way down, get some first downs, and be able to just chain out some drives with some of the talent that they got, I think they will be able to do that. I mean, like I'm not really all that concerned about this game, but I'm concerned about it a little bit more than like Indiana, but not quite as much as Iowa, just because Iowa, I think. Now, this is contradicting myself because before the year I said I thought Northwestern had what it took to beat Penn State more than Iowa. Well, Iowa was really good. I mean, everything went right for Iowa in that game. And do I think Northwestern's better than Iowa? It's close. But Iowa made it a night game. They made it a really, really big deal, and they really they really did well against Penn State in the bend but don't break idea of it. Penn State missed a couple field goals, and Iowa got a couple big plays that kept them in the game. And Penn State, like the whole game, I was like, okay, well, Penn State's gonna have that breakthrough play. They'll win by maybe 10 points, and we'll be like, okay, it was a good win, a little sloppy, and that never really happened. And Iowa was good defensively. Northwestern hasn't looked that same way, and if Northwestern can't slow down Penn State, or at least slow them down like how Iowa did, I don't know if they can win. And that's the biggest reason why I'm a little bit softer on it, because Penn State's defense has looked better than I expected. It's looked good. It's looked very good against the run. If they can do decent against Justin Jackson, I think they're going to be okay, because um, Penn State's defensive line, if they can get pressure on Clayton Thorson and Justin Jackson and do a decent job against Justin Jackson, maybe a couple breakout plays here or there, but not a lot. And if they can get pressure on Clayton Thorson and make him pass under pressure, that's when I think they're going to be the most vulnerable. And I think Penn State will be able to generally figure that out. And if Northwestern can't put up points, they're probably not going to be able to win this game, because I don't really know how well their defense is. But in the end of it, I do think Northwestern will have enough to keep the game close, just because Penn State might have to figure Northwestern out for a little bit, offensively and defensively. And it is an away game. Northwestern is a very unpredictable team, and they seem to rise up against the competition. But I don't really know if they have what Iowa had to really make this a real upset opportunity, where they can kind of just have Penn State bend but don't, where they can bend but don't break against Penn State offensively, and kind of just trick them into that kind of game. I don't know if they quite have that defensive capability. So, my prediction for the game is Penn State starts out, they get a little bit going, but then Northwestern does a couple things, and Penn State kind of has a slow second quarter. They go into the locker room leading. Penn State comes out, they make a couple more adjustments. They begin to kind of get the passing game going, but not like big plays. Some moderate plays. Gesicki, if he's healthy, will make a couple. Johnson will, Hamilton, like these 15-yard, 20-yarders that they can run on with, and they'll get some big plays out of those, maybe big chunk yards once yards after catch. And I think Barkley will end up getting going. I think he'll probably be able to get 100, but not much over 100. And I think Northwestern, they might be able to make some plays. Thorson might be able to get out of the pocket, maybe make some running plays, keep some drives alive, and make some decent passes. I think Justin Jackson will be able to get going. But I think at the end of the day, I just don't know if Northwestern has enough offensively to really keep up with Penn State. And I think it'll show, as Penn State will be able to key in and get some good 3-and-outs and get some good field position and maybe some turnovers that'll put them in a good position to get some points in the second half. So I got Penn State 31-20 in a game that's close, but not real close, where the game's really in doubt late. So I got 31-20. Hopefully Penn State can get to 6-0 and get to the bye and get to that Michigan and Ohio State game undefeated, where the season's really gonna where they're make or break games. So that's what I have. Let's hope they can get this win. Peace out.